Hey guys, happy Monday. Trying something a little new today and bringing on a client of mine. So bear with me. I'm going to have to learn how to bring people live in the chat. But for anyone new here or that doesn't know me personally, hello, my name is Rachel Thomas. I am a fast rated fat loss coach and I've been coaching for going on 4 years now. I also work in a salon. And I also have 2 kids. My daughter just turned 10 and my son just turned 5. So that's a little bit about me. I've been coaching, like I said, for about 4 years. And my history, I've had a long history of nutrition and fitness. But I won't get into that right now. That's for another day. I'm going to go ahead and bring Logan on in a second. Logan works 40 plus hours a week. She has 2 kids as well. We have a very similar story, so I'm excited to bring her on and just chat with you guys about her experience with working with me and the fast rate programming, and just kind of give you an idea of like what it's like to be a client with me. I feel like I can preach all day long about nutrition and fitness, but I feel like it's so much more impactful and it will make more sense to you guys hearing from a client's perspective. So, okay, I'm going to try to do this here. Let's see when someone joins. Okay, I'm going to try. Logan, I think I invited you. I hope. Oh my goodness, I did it.
We did
Okay.
it. Yay.
Hello. I'm so
This is so
excited to have
fun.
you. Yes, I'm so excited to have you here today. Let me adjust my little camera a little. Okay.
I know, me too. I'm coming live from my car,
I
my
love
office
it.
on wheels.
Yes, I love it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to take a second and kind of introduce yourself and just tell everybody, about your life with the kids and family and work and, just give everybody an idea of like your life and how this fits into your schedule.
I'd love to. I love to. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm super excited just to share a little bit of my story and my journey. And I think, we're similar in that, like, it is so easy to become passionate about the faster way, and so like as I
Yeah.
was jotting down some notes, I'm just so passionate about it. And so I'm so excited to be here talking. But so just a little bit about me. I'm an IU grad, go Hoosiers, which is where you and I originally met, right, in Bloomington.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, that was well over a decade ago. So I don't want to talk about that because that makes me feel old. But
Right. It's crazy.
it is. I've been married for almost 8 years. We have 2 great kids. Avery is our 4-year-old, and then Hayden is our 2-year-old. So very, very busy with very young kids. I kind of laughed when you were like, "What do you do for fun?" I'm like, I have kids. There's not a whole lot of time to do fun stuff, but we're excited for just your typical summer stuff, time at the pool and things like that. But yes, I work 40 plus hours a week outside of the home in a sales job. So very demanding, and still am able to make time for my own health and fitness goals. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of just the basics.
Yeah. So you've been following the Faster Way strategies for almost 2 years. Our anniversary is in June.
It is,
So
yes.
exciting. But well, I guess start off with telling everyone watching, like, what's your history with nutrition and exercise and like kind of, where did you get your start?
So and I'm so thankful that you sent me these questions ahead of time so I could prepare a little bit. That's the kind of person I am. I need to be prepared. But
Thanks, girl.
it was almost sad to me when I started thinking about at what point in my life I started to look at food differently. And I think it honestly started, I was a young teenager, like probably 12, 13, 14 years old. I think my mom was doing Weight Watchers at the time. And I just, not that there's anything wrong with that or these other programs, but I just started to look at food. I started to like see body image differently. That's a conversation for a whole nother day, right? Just
Sure.
like society and just like how women's bodies are perceived and all of that. But I think for me, that was when I started to really struggle with how to fuel my body in a healthy way. And so from there, middle school, high school, definitely struggled with eating, knowing, you're playing sports, and I mean, your body's just changing a lot anyway. And so it's like, you don't even really know what you need, right? And so like middle school, high school, definitely, and even into college, struggled with that. And then probably initiated the whole yo-yo dieting thing. Like, I don't know when my Fitness Pal came to be a thing, but it told me I needed to be eating 1,200 calories to lose weight. And so I was eating 1,200 calories, but 1,200 calories of what? Probably a lot of empty calories. And so, I definitely went through a season of that where it was like, okay, I've got an event coming up. I need to drop 10 pounds. Let me starve myself. Right.
Yeah.
I say that and I kind of chuckle, but it's like sad. Right. And so I was thinking about probably the last time that I really was doing that kind of intense dieting, if you will, was leading up to our wedding. And I probably saw the lowest number on the scale that I have ever seen in my adult life, but I was probably the most unhealthy that I have ever been. And I remember eating dinner on our wedding night and just shoveling food. Like, I was so hungry, and it's like thinking about
Yeah.
that, it's just like so sad. It's so sad that, like, just as women, we just need a little guidance, right? We just need a little guidance. We just need a little help in kind of understanding how to fuel our bodies and how we can we can eat a ton of food, right? And we can still have like the health and fitness goals that we want. We don't need to starve ourselves. We
Yeah.
can eat way more than 1,200 calories a day and look amazing while doing it. And so I think that was kind of a turning point for me, because then after I experienced that, I went the total opposite direction. Happily married, I probably put on like 20 pounds. Then we started having kids, and your body composition just changes so much when you have kids. And so it was really after our second that I was just very, very unhappy with my body composition. And I knew that there was more to it than just calories. A lot of people want to preach calories in, calories out. That's how you lose weight. But in terms of like building, long, lean muscle and sustaining just like practical habits, right? I was really looking for something that I could I don't know, just try something different, because nothing to date had really given me the results that I wanted. I could drop 10 pounds, but it just never felt sustainable. So, I had been following you for quite some time. And I think I even checked in with you after I had my first child, and then just didn't jump on, a 6-week course. And then after our second, she was born right before COVID started, and there was just kind of a whole range of just wild life changes that came with our second being born. And for me, I needed to, and like as moms, we talk about this, but you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And so
Yeah.
like I needed to find a way to take care of myself so that I could take care of my family. And the faster way really kind of became that for me. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't know if I'm answering your question. I feel like I've rambled for a
Yeah,
bit,
for
but
sure.
yeah.
No, I mean that definitely. I mean that gives us a really clear picture of like where you started, and I think so many people can resonate with that. You know, I've done Weight Watchers. My
Mhm.
mom is the one who was like, you should try it, because I was really like I didn't know what to do, and she didn't either. So she's like,
Yeah.
let's go to Weight Watchers. That was really all
Yeah.
that was available.
Right.
Which it was fine, but again, like I was saving points to eat M&Ms. Like I wasn't really I
Yeah.
wasn't eating a whole balanced diet.
Right.
Um, so, and then, your 1,200 calories, like I also feel like who has not done a 1,200 calorie diet? I mean, like
Right.
I would be shocked. I think that like all of my friends have, you know,
Yeah.
have
It's a
gone
quick
there.
fix.
It's such
It's
a
a quick
quick
fix
fix.
until it's not.
Yeah. Until you're just like, I can't starve anymore. Like I
Yeah.
have to eat.
Yeah.
Um, but what I wish I would have known then is that I was yo-yo dieting because I was starving, and then I was binging my face off because I just couldn't starve myself anymore. And then it was just this constant, like I gained 10 pounds, and then I would do my quick fix and I'd lose the 10 pounds. And
Yep.
so, yeah, I think that so many people can resonate with that. And, I can preach about proper nutrition until I'm literally blue in the face. Like I can sit on my platform and like scream from the mountaintops. Like
Yeah.
nobody should eat 1,200 calories a day and nobody should be eating low carb. But I want to hear from, and I'm sure that, people watching will want to know from you, like as a client, from a client perspective, like what sets Faster Way apart from
Yeah.
what you've done in the past?
Yeah. So I think first I have to say, like, if you're looking for a quick fix, the faster way isn't it, right? Because like anything worth having isn't going to come easy,
For
and
sure.
I don't think we ever say that, right? It's not that this journey is necessarily going to be easy, but it's something. I mean, I have never had a program or a lifestyle that I've been able to sustain for like 2 years. Never.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know if anyone else can relate, like exercising has never been an issue. Like I have no problem getting out, moving my body, but it's like in the kitchen, it's the nutrition aspect. And it's like the 80-20 rule, right? I mean, really, it is a lot about nutrition, not as much about exercise, although, I mean, it feels so good to work out, to lift heavy, all of that.
Yeah.
But a lot of my struggle was from a nutritional standpoint. But I think there is something about the faster way that just offers like this grace and freedom that I have never experienced before with any other program or any other lifestyle of living. We talk about memories over macros, and last week my oldest turned 4 on a Tuesday on
Oh,
a low carb day. Yes, but you know what? We had donuts for breakfast, but you know what? I had one donut where
yeah.
historically I probably would have had 2, 3. Who knows how many donuts I would have had, but it would have been more than one. But it's just, so I had the donut. He wanted pizza for lunch. So I had a salad. I had a side salad, had one piece of pizza, like all the while still participating and still like being like filled, right? Like I wasn't hungry. We had cake for dinner. I had a small piece of cake. And here's the crazy thing for me about what the mind shift that has come with the faster way is I woke up Wednesday morning and I was right back. To my intermittent fasting, to drinking like, my 100 ounces of water or 120 or whatever I'm trying to drink these days.
Yeah.
Drinking my water, like hitting those goals. I worked out on Wednesday. And so it's like, where previously it was, I've ruined the week. It's Wednesday. It's practically the weekend. I'm just going to like live it up through the weekend and I'm going to start over on Monday. But there's just something about this program that it just totally, there's just this grace and freedom that comes with it that allows me to experience those moments. And it's not like I'm starting over again. I'm just picking
Yeah.
back up where I left off. So yeah, I just felt like that was a really great example of just how that is why the program is so sustainable. There's no guilt associated with you have an off day, if there's and I mean, candidly, and I think I shared this with you at the end of last year, I was just not in the headspace to be hitting goals hard, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this program is like your goals are just going to come in waves. And right now I'm really just focusing on kind of being at maintenance, and just feeling good, sleeping good, that sort of thing. At the end of last year, I was just not in a place to be hitting it hard. And so beginning of the year, I was ready to hit it hard again. And, here we are. And so it's just something that is so easy to just pick back up. Cause nobody's perfect. Right. And
Yeah.
nobody can eat a perfect diet and exercise every day, but it's like about building that super strong foundation. Cause you can't build a body overnight,
For sure. For sure.
and I think the one other thing that I had just thought about thinking about your questions is, I mean, okay, so I'm 33. I just put it out there. I'm 33 and I feel like I'm already experiencing changes in my body. And I know how much easier it is going to be for me to build the foundation now, to build muscles now, to just kind of have like that longevity of life, right? Versus
100%.
trying to do it later. So just overall health and wellness, like, yes, it is awesome to have a good looking body, especially like when you've had a couple of kids and you've got that hot mom bod, like I'm
Yes.
proud of it. I'm proud to be in like good shape. I'm proud to be able to like chase my kids around. But at the end of the day, like I want to live a long and healthy life. And so like building that foundation and understanding how to fuel my body, carbs are not bad, all of that. I mean, so much of that is what I have learned with you over the past 2 years. So
Yeah. I
again,
love
okay,
that.
I'm going to be quiet for a minute.
No, that was literally perfect. And one thing too, when we've, because we chat, and one thing that stood out to me that you had said the other day was just like, you're, you had taken that time off a little bit in the, the holidays
Mhm.
month. I feel like that's such a common thing. Like so many people get in this, like you've got
Yeah.
family gatherings all of the time, and
Yeah,
how are you supposed to balance it all, right? And then, but like I love how you said like your body just craves that routine.
it
Like
does.
truly, and I can totally resonate with that because whenever I'm having like when I've had an off weekend or I've just kind of overdone it on the drinks or I've,
Yeah.
overdone it on the drink because and then ate half a pizza, it's like oops. And then, Monday comes around and my body's just like, that Monday low carb day, my body
Yeah.
like wants it.
Yeah.
And I think that like that's a huge part of it too, Um so yeah, I definitely all of those things I feel like are so, so important. Um, and
One
one
other
more,
thing. Oh, sorry, go
oh
ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go
Well, I
ahead.
was just going to say, like, my one, just kind of like the thing that I love about, partnering with you and you being so accessible is I do tend to be someone that is pretty self motivated. And so it was like once I kind of understood like the core principles of the faster way, it's something that I have been able to really run with on my own. But you are so accessible. And I love that because I know not everybody's that way. And when you're first getting going, it can seem like overwhelming if you've never tracked macros before. The whole intermittent fasting bit, carb cycling. I mean, a lot of that can just be a lot to kind of try and understand at once, especially if you're, health and fitness journey, if you're kind of starting at ground zero, which is a great place to be, right? Because you can only
Yeah.
go up from there. But I just love that you are like so accommodating because I, just based on what my needs are. Like if I need to check in, if I need help adjusting my macros, like you are just so available and accessible. But if I'm off doing my own thing and I'm, rocking and rolling and feeling good about it, you're there when I need you. So I've always appreciated that.
Am I still on? Okay. I was like, wait, I need to figure
You're
this out.
back.
I'm getting a phone call. I gotta turn my do
Oh,
not disturb on. So no, that makes, yes, I do. I try to, everybody has different levels. Everybody accountability is different for every person,
yeah.
so some people, we have the Facebook group. Some people love being able to check in there every day. They love the daily posts, they
Hmm.
love the daily education. And then but a lot of clients, they don't need that daily level of like daily check. Like once you get through the six
Right.
weeks of course, in the 6 week round I'm like, where have you been?
Yeah.
Like I want to make sure that no one's falling off. But like,
Right.
VIP, my longer term clients, I feel like, it's oh, how do I even explain it? It's just it's it does get easier to kind of like
It does.
maintain that routine on your own. And so yeah, definitely I love one of my favorite things is looking at macros and adjusting macros. I just
Yeah.
love doing and if I do notice that I've not heard from someone in a while, like I do check in because,
Yep.
I like to keep tabs on everybody. I like to know where everyone's at, make sure that, okay,
Right.
you're not checking in, but are you doing okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, it's definitely the different levels of accountability. I mean, it's huge, right? Like in changing the macros, it's huge.
Yes.
Um, so another thing I wanted to kind of ask is, did you have prior to joining, like prior
Hmm.
to learning macros and prior to just like taking the dive, did you have any hesitations prior to starting? Because I feel like so many people are hesitant to start
Yeah.
because either they think that this is just another diet, like this is just another thing, it's another program that they're going to sign up for and then just,
Right.
whatever. Or they're afraid of failure from previous experiences. Let's say, the whole 1200 calorie thing where you're just like,
Yeah.
you do it and you do it and you do it. And then you're like, I can't do it anymore, and it's like this whole yo-yo. So I think that they're afraid of, a yo-yo experience. Again, because a lot of those health and wellness companies, they do make money on that premise of like those quick results, and then
Right.
you can't do those, you can't keep those things going, so
Right.
then you do kind of like yo-yo revert back. Um, so when people fall off the wagon, they do what they think works. It's just the program that they started with that
Right.
puts them back in the situation. But tell us about your hesitations prior to starting. Like,
Yeah.
were you scared that it was going to be another one of those things where you were just like you failed, or like what did you have any like things that you were afraid of?
I
Or did
think,
macros, like what did you think about macros? Because people get scared of macros too.
yes. I think I was pretty desperate. I think I was pretty desperate because my body had just changed so much after my second kid that I was desperate to try anything that was going to help me. And again, it's not about the way you look, but it's about the way you feel, and like look good, feel good, right? At
Yeah.
least for me, that's a big part of it. And so I just wasn't happy or comfortable in my own skin. And so I was pretty desperate for something. And I don't really know that I fully even understood what I was getting into. And, I think I alluded to this earlier. So if you're familiar with the Enneagram, I'm a 3, I'm an achiever, I'm a planner, I'm kind of like even a perfectionist. I like to know things well in advance. And so I'll be honest, I remember starting, our 6-week round together, and it was like day 1, and I'm like, I haven't gone grocery shopping. Like there hasn't been some sort of like manual for me to read. Like I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on the wagon today. Like, and I don't even know like what that wagon looks like. And so I feel like that even just really set the tone for like, listen, this is not a quick fix. This is not something that is going to just magically change you overnight. But it's like if you allow the process to happen, and if you just learn a little bit, I mean, it's just like building the layers. Like first we learn, like, okay, day 1, just try and practice intermittent fasting. Like, day 2, try and hit your water goal. You guys just do such a great job of just like in that 6 weeks, just really, it's a slow ramp up. And I think so. Last week, my big win, we talk about wins for the week. My win last week was that I have not been able to work out 4 times in a week. And I can't tell you how long. And last week I got all 4 workouts in, and I'm celebrating that because like
Yes.
it, as someone who really strives to be perfect, none of us are perfect, right? And it's just that kind of going back to that grace of the program. Like none of us are perfect. None of us are going to eat perfectly. And just like, where can I celebrate my wins for the week? Did I get all my water in today? Did I have 1 donut instead of 2? Did I hit my macros for the day? Like, did I bump my protein goal up? Like, those seem like such small things. But like, if you're wanting something long term, if you're wanting to really maintain and grow like a solid, healthy body, like those are the things for me, that's what I'm celebrating. So getting those
Yeah.
4 workouts in today, hitting low carb, haven't broke my fast yet, so it's just like, you do have to go into it willing to have a shift in your mindset. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint.
Yeah.
And the one thing that has been, I used to get on the scale every day. I got on the scale every day.
Me too.
And it would make or break, Rachel, whether I had a good day or not. If that number was
Absolutely.
not where I needed it to be, I was just kind of like, screw it. I guess I'm eating like crap today. I'm already fat. Like whatever that mindset, like all that head
Yeah.
trash is, like, just so unhealthy. And so we still own a scale, but I will get on it occasionally, like maybe once every 6 weeks, like once a month, 2 months, just as like a little check-in, like, hey, I'm feeling kind of lean today. I wonder what that, but I
Yeah.
think there has been such an adjustment in my mindset about what that number means. And guess what? It doesn't mean anything, and I think
Yeah.
until you can kind of just, find that place where that number does not equate to, and I think I use this reference, but like Lee Bergen, right? She is like a jacked faster weight trainer, has got a smoking bod. Isn't she like in her 50s or something? I don't know.
I think
The
so.
woman is freaking phenomenal. She is a boss. And at one point, I think she rattled off like whatever her weight was. And it is like, it's not like your 130 pound, like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Everyone thinks
whatever.
they want to be like.
Yeah, whatever you aspire to be. I was just like, oh man, but she is rock solid muscle. And I would take her body, like it's like that's what we're all working towards, right? Or something
For
similar,
sure.
but obviously, in our own bodies and our own goals. So I think just kind of having that perspective has really helped me just kind of step away from the scale. And there's so many other ways to measure success. The other thing that I was going to share in my 6 week round, I only lost 2 pounds. I only
Yeah.
lost 2 pounds, but I lost 12 inches. I lost
Yeah.
an
And your
entire
pictures are
foot.
amazing.
I lost an entire foot off my body, which is absolutely nuts. So that is just another reason why you got to get rid of the scale. You just got to get rid
Oh,
of it.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I have clients that literally just don't ever lose really anything,
Yeah.
but their body changes so drastically,
Yep.
and that's just such a good reminder for people that are like just married to that scale,
Yeah.
that like it just tells you your relationship with gravity. It doesn't
Yeah.
tell you what your what your muscle density is. It doesn't tell you what your bone density is. If you're
Totally.
holding water that day,
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many factors that go into how gravity in your body. Like
Yes.
it's impossible to know
Yeah.
all that from one number. Um, that what a great reminder that is. I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but so do you have anything else you'd like to add? I feel like you covered all of our points, I
I
think.
know. I know. I feel like I've rambled. I mean, I am happy
No.
if anybody has any questions, I mean, feel free to message me or Rachel. I mean, happy to answer any questions that you guys have. You just got to do it. I mean, it's like $200. It's 6 weeks, give it a go. And then if you decide it's not for you, something tells me you're not going to think that way. I think the other thing too. And so what really, like after the 6 weeks, why did I move to VIP? Why did I stick with it? Why have I been around for almost 2 years? At the time I had such momentum, like my body, I don't even know how to describe it. After 2 kids, my body looked better than it had ever looked before kids. Like I'm talking like high school, like, we're all like, oh, I wish I could go back to, what I looked like and what I weighed. No, no, thank you. I want my body now. I want my body now,
Yes.
stretch marks and all, because let me tell you, now that I know how to fuel my body into exercise, like I had a banging bod. I mean, well, like, so that was when I was really, really hitting it hard and was super, super lean. But I'm just telling you, like, when you can experience the results of this program, that's
Right.
all you need. That's all you
Well,
need.
and the
Um,
thing is you've kind of learned to enjoy the maintenance times, and
yes,
enjoy the maintenance times while you can,
exactly. Yeah.
and if you get to where you want to lean out for
Yep.
whatever reason, we
Yeah.
can drop you back into a deficit. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
whole longevity of this, is that
Exactly.
you're not constantly dieting, like
Right.
dieting, you're not constantly in that deficit. And when I say deficit, I don't mean 1,200 calories. I mean like
Right.
16, 17, 1,800 calorie deficit,
Yes.
which is just night and day to what I was having a conversation with a client. I think it was at the salon actually. And I was just, because she had asked me about what I was doing, and I was just like, it really is amazing, because I remember a time that I could eat 1,200 calories a day, like Monday through Friday, and then come Saturday, I would eat like a whole box of Oreos because I was
Yeah.
just starving, and I
Yeah.
couldn't like resist, because I was just so hungry. Um, but if I tried to eat 1,200 calories a day at this point in my life, after properly fueling my body for so
Yeah.
long,
Yeah.
I would fall over. I would
Yes.
fall over.
Well,
And
and like, yeah, and not to jump into these topics, but like the reverse dieting and repairing your metabolism are things that
100.
you also talk about. And so like we can save that for another day. But like, man, once someone explains that to you, and like, the damage that I know that I had done to my metabolism, and it's just not the way that your body is supposed to operate or function. And so, yeah, I mean,
That'll
again,
be a whole other, we have
put
another life we can do.
we do like put a quarter in me. I mean, I just like so passionate about it because it really, really does work, and it is so sustainable. It is so sustainable. So
Yeah. Well, we can go ahead. Let's see. I think we have our next live topic now,
okay.
but we'll go ahead. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
And so if you're watching this video, if anyone out there is watching this video, our next round starts May 23rd. So a week from today. So May 23rd, we'll be starting with prep week. So week 1, as Logan had mentioned earlier, we start out with intermittent fasting and just whole food nutrition. And then week 2 is when we bring in the macros and carb cycling. But you have a meal plan. We do have an app. So in the app, you have a 6-week meal guide that gives you tons of ideas. I don't solely rely on the meal plan, but I love the meal plan for ideas because I can just get in a routine where I'm using the same things. But you can also solely use the meal guide. If you're just like, I don't want to put any thought into it, here's a meal guide. And then you have your 6 weeks of workouts in the app. And then you have me as your coach every day, giving you education and checking in on you every single day, answering any questions that you have. We do live trainings every Sunday night at between 7 and 8. When I have a couple rounds going, I kind of space them out. But so yeah, if you are watching this video and you want to register, you can go to Logan's Instagram. I will put her handle. I think after I post this, I can put it in here. But I'll have you guys head to Logan's Instagram and register for the May 23rd round under her link in bio. So head to her page, check it out. And her cute little family too. They're also cute. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. But otherwise, I hope to see some of you guys watching in our round starting on Monday.
Definitely.
So Logan, thank you so much for doing this. This was so fun.
Yeah,
it was so nice to kind of like experiment with this. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again soon.
Yeah, totally. That sounds great. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a great day, guys.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.